What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Alpha Skies, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at an absolutely overpowered Titan Arc 3.0 build. But before we get into that, I would first like to go ahead and mention that roughly only 2% of my viewers are actually subscribed to my channel. So if you guys are viewing this content and you actually enjoy what you see and you want to see more content like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that like button, as it really helps me out a lot, and hit the notification bell so you know when my next videos go live. And let's go ahead and jump straight into the video. Alright, so let's jump straight into the build, jumping over to the Striker class and looking at our aspects. Right here, you have Knockout. Knockout is just whenever you get a melee attack, it's going to start health regeneration. This is pretty decent for survivability. I've never personally been in a situation where I've really been able to do it, but I'm also a Warlock main, so I probably don't really utilize this build as much as you possibly could. But even then, this build is pretty brain dead. Just about anybody can run it. This build is extremely overpowered. So you have Knockout for a little bit of survivability. You can use your enhanced melee attack to actually get that. I use Thunderclap personally. I think that one is the best one. It does so much damage, it's unreal. And then for our other aspects here, we have Touch of Thunder. This is going to enhance your Storm Grenade and make it to where after you throw your Storm Grenade, there's going to be a roaming thundercloud that tracks nearby enemies. So it's just going to follow enemies wherever it goes, and this is extremely overpowered because it basically means that you're always going to hit your grenades if you at least throw it in the vicinity of enemies. Now, quickly looking over at our fragments, we're going to start with this one here, Spark of Shock. Your arc grenades jolt targets. That one's pretty self-explanatory. Your lingering grenades, like your Storm Grenade, are going to have extended duration, more DPS, pretty self-explanatory. Defeating a jolted target creates more ionic traces. That's going to give you more grenade recharge, more damage. And then when surrounded by combatants, you have more resistance to incoming damage. This is just for a little bit of survivability. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the mods that I actually have on my armor. Starting out with the mark, as this is one of the more important ones. You want to have solar on your mark because you're going to want to run Double Bomber. Double Bomber is going to reduce your grenade cooldown each and every time that you use your class ability, and the class ability we're going to be running is the Thruster, as it does have a better cooldown than the other ones primarily, and it's still really good in terms of actually dodging enemies or projectiles or anything to make sure that you get yourself in a relatively safe area. You then pair that up with Bountiful Wells. Bountiful Wells just makes it that any of the other elemental mods that spawn wells, it's going to basically double that. So anytime you throw a grenade and you get a grenade kill, because we are running elemental ordnance with this, every time an enemy dies, instead of it having a chance to spawn 1 wells, it will spawn 2 instead. Looking over at leg armor, it's relatively straightforward. We're going to be using Seeking Wells. Seeking Wells are really good. You kill enemies with grenades, they drop your elemental wells too, because we have Bountiful Wells, and they're going to come to us, and that's just going to help with our cooldowns, further increasing our DPS. On our chest piece, we are running the Heart of the Inmost Light. This is extremely good because when you use an ability, it will empower the other 2 abilities. So meaning I get to spam my actual dodge ability, and that's going to increase the damage from my grenades and my melee. If I do my grenade, it's going to increase these 2 right here, the melee and the dodge. And if I use my melee, it will further increase the grenade and the dodge itself. So you pretty much just get to spam abilities, and it's going to increase the damage of everything, increase the regen. They're going to do more damage. Really OP, but of course we're going to run Elemental Ordnance here. Moving over to Gauntlets. This one just depends on kind of the activity that you're running. You're always going to run Bolstering Detonation and Elemental Ordnance, but if you're running like a Master Tier Catch Crash or Master Tier Seasonal Activity, or a Grandmaster Nightfall, you're obviously going to have to run some of your actual mods here that are used for stunning champions. But if you are using a raid or something like that where you don't have to stun champions, I would recommend running 2 of Bolstering Detonation. What this does is it's just going to give you class ability energy whenever you cause damage with your grenades, and that's extremely easy to do on this build because you have tracking grenades. So doing that allows you to get your class ability up for your dodge more, so you can spam it even further. Moving over to Helmet, we're going to run Ashes to Assets. This is just going to give you faster super energy, so you can spam that Thunder Crash even more. And then just to help with grenade regen, we have Firepower as well. Alright, so that is going to be pretty much it for the general basis of this build. Again, it's extremely strong. You're pretty much getting to spam all of your abilities all at the same time as much as you want to for free. Just make sure you have some of these mods equipped like I've got over here, because again, it's going to really help with the consistency of that, and you're just going to be able to go in and just do insane amounts of damage. Now, the following gameplay I do have coming up is going to be Grandmasters, so if you guys just want to see more of the potential of how this build works, then feel free to hang around and watch the rest of the video so that you can see how it works in Grandmasters itself.
us know why Clovis built the portal.
Greed. Obsession. The list is long. If you asked him, he would have told you he was saving humanity. Collecting the radiolarian fluid from the Vex that came through was the prime purpose. I wanted it shut down. Clovis wouldn't have it. Once again, he flew too close to the sun, and once again, the rest of us paid for it. Bastard.
Guardian, down.